if we look at the diplomacy of Boris Johnson in the lead up to the start of the full-scale invasion, on February 17th, Poland, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom signed this trilateral security pact, which tightened their cooperation significantly, exchange of intelligence, but also cooperation within the sphere of military production of various weapon systems and types, and really at the starting point of when you develop new weapon system, it's always good if you receive some information from other countries, what they have been doing in that field, but also various types of direct military aid, so weapon systems being sent, or intelligence being shared by these various aerial reconnaissance flights that are being performed either over the Black Sea or along Poland and Ukraine's eastern border. So it was a quite far-reaching agreement that was made. There were some speculations in Russian press that this is a UK initiative to try to divide the European Union somehow, that the UK is trying to form closer relations with Poland, Ukraine, some countries in the Baltic, or some of the Baltic states, and potentially even Turkey in the future. These speculations reappeared in April 2022 when Boris Johnson went on his first visit to Ukraine, and ahead of it he spoke about some kind of not very closely defined future Commonwealth cooperation between the UK, Poland, Ukraine, the Baltic states, and Turkey. So there were certain geopolitical ideas that were being floated at the time, apart from just this trilateral pact involving other countries, not just Poland and Ukraine, but also the Baltic states, potentially Romania, and Turkey was also mentioned. So it is interesting to see what strategic thinking is emerging in the United Kingdom, how it will be received in Poland and in Ukraine. But without a doubt, the Ukrainians in all opinion polls, the help that they have received from the UK is appreciated the most, together with that they have received from the Poles and the Baltic states. So these are the...
Yes, I mean, I think there's a lot of strategic thinking, both in terms of Ukraine and indeed from a British point of view, looking to the Far East. What there doesn't seem to be is strategic thinking or strategic action beyond the thinking. I mean, particularly, you mentioned these weapons, the NLAWs. Well, the NLAWs are not being replaced at the rate at which they have been supplied to Ukraine. And this is a problem not just in the United Kingdom, it's a problem in the United States and Europe more widely. We have lost the ability to produce weapons quickly enough. In the UK, there has been some upscaling of production, but particularly of 155mm shells. But I was just alarmed to read, for example, the number of elements which go into a 155mm shell, which we have to import these days because nobody's making them. Extraordinary. And even as we speak now, the British Army is going to be reduced to 72,000, which is hopeless. And the number of battle tanks is being reduced from 250 to 148 upgraded Challenger 3s. I mean, I just don't understand how politics works. So you have a war in Europe and you're supplying weapons to folk, yet you look at your own army and you're somehow reducing. It's unbelievable.
Unfortunately, this number of 72,000 is indeed very low. Naturally, the UK have had their tradition that their army grows in time of war on continental Europe. Otherwise, they focus on aviation and the naval forces. But 72,000 seem to be...
When it was reduced from 102,000 to 82,000, I was told that 82,000 was the absolute minimum, because they calculated that if you had 82,000 soldiers, you would probably be able to find enough suitable ones to put in things like the SAS, the SBS, and other special forces. So how they've come to 72,000, I don't understand. And you're right about the Navy, and that's a very valid point. Unfortunately, the production of naval ships is not quick enough either, and takes too long these days.
And also in comparison, it's worth mentioning that Poland is right now in the process. At the moment, we have 170,000 soldiers, and the goal is to reach 300,000. There are even some people whispering that that goal might be increased to 400,000. That will naturally take probably another 10 years or so, or even more. But that is at least what they are aiming for.
Adam, as usual, the clock in the corner of the studio has defeated us. I'm going to have to ask you to pause there. We'll pick it up next time. There we are. Time and tide wait for no man, certainly not in television studios. Anyway, fear not. If you join us next time, as we hope you will, we'll continue the story here on Poland Daily History. Thank you for watching.